How you guys doing? Reggie here, aka Fit Noop, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector. I want to welcome you guys to another one of my videos. I don't know what you call this video. Maybe it's a weekly update. Maybe it's a haul video. I don't know. Maybe it's a Grail reveal. I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know what title I'll put on this thing, but I am super excited to record this video because I am headed to see Stan Lee this weekend, technically this Friday, and I have a book that I'm going to get him to sign, and I'm going to show you that book in just a couple of minutes. But before I get to that, I want to show you guys some of the books that I picked up earlier today at the local comic shop. I've been mentioning this before. I've actually been spreading my love across multiple shops. So I've been buying from 3 different shops here locally, but then I've also been buying some things online, and I'll explain that a little bit later. So the first book that I picked up today was Venomized #1. Very cool cover here of all of the heroes and I think even villains in the Venomized, I guess, universe, if you will. I have not read this book, so I'm not quite sure what the story is, but I am looking forward to actually reading this one. So that's #1. Huge fan of Wolverine, as you guys know. So I picked up the all new Wolverine number 33. And this one's open because, well, some of them are open because I actually plan to read these. So looking forward to that. I picked up the variant of that all new Wolverine, the Venom 30th anniversary. And that's that one. Not the best cover. Not horrible, but not the best cover. Staying with that theme of Venom, I picked up Venom 164. And that's a pretty cool cover. Very creepy cover there. And then I picked up the 30th anniversary variant of that same Venom 164. I've never seen a cover like this, black and white cover. I'm sure that this isn't the first time, but I thought this was a pretty unique cover, very different from the regular cover, but both very cool covers. So today, part of my excitement, of course, comes from the fact that today is the day that the Red Goblin made his appearance in Amazing Spider-Man. So this is a day I think most Spidey fans have been looking forward to, and to some degree, just people that are into Marvel Comics, right? Because Spidey is such an iconic character, and the Red Goblin, but also the Green Goblin are such, important characters to the universe. So Amazing Spider-Man 798. It's a pretty nice cover. So I actually picked this book up from the local shop. I have 2 more copies at another one, another copy at another comic book shop, and I'm pointing in the direction of where they are from my house. And then I purchased 2 other regular copies from an online comic shop a couple of weeks ago in anticipation of this being the issue that the Red Goblin would make his technical first appearance. I think he actually appeared in a variant last month that I picked up, but this is his first appearance actually in the book, I think, right? So I have that, but I also picked up the Young Guns variant. So my guy thankfully did not mark this one up. It was actually 4 cover price, which was kind of nice. I think this again is the Young Gun, and I think it's pronounced Sharon, something like that is the author or the artist. I picked up the Venom 30th anniversary variant. Not an amazing cover, but a decent one. And then I picked up another variant cover, and this one's actually pretty cool. Different cover. I think by far my favorite is probably the Young Guns, and also just the regular cover. That's just really just a nice cover. Neither of which I don't feature the Red Goblin at all, but just a really cool cover. So got those, and I also picked up other copies of the variants as well. Most of those were purchased online. I found a couple of spots online that actually will do pre-orders, and they actually discount the books. So I've been trying to buy a couple of books that way to save myself a couple of bucks. But with this one, with that $7.98, I actually kind of anticipated that being the first appearance, and bought multiple copies from multiple sources to ensure that I covered my bases. So Stan Lee this Friday, hopefully at 5 o'clock, I will be in line collecting a signature from Stan. Here's my code to get into the Silicon Valley Comic-Con. It's being held at the San Jose Convention Center. Looking forward to that. This is literally my first time going to a con in, I don't know, 20 plus years or something like that. So if you guys watched my last video, and thank you for all of the wonderful comments that you guys left on that video. Thank you for all of the wonderful advice that you guys provided me in terms of how to work the con, how to work getting signatures, how to handle my books to ensure that they weren't damaged and that, you know, the author or the creative person signed in the right place. So I want to thank you guys for all those great comments, and I also want to get your opinion on something else in just a few moments. So what was the book that I decided to purchase? So again, great advice that you guys offered. And so what I decided to do was I wanted to purchase a book that was actually written by Stan Lee. And there's a lot of debate around, do you get him to sign any book? A friend of mine joked saying that you should get him to sign a Green Lantern book. I think that's blasphemy. But I wanted to get one that he had actually written. I thought that that would make getting his signature special. Made even more special by getting a book that was already on my want list. So instead of just buying a book, I wanted to buy one that I was already planning to buy. And so what I decided to do was to pull the trigger on picking up Amazing Spider-Man number 50. This is the first appearance of Kingpin. It is also the origin of Spider-Man Retold. And it is also just an amazing cover. Look at that thing. Those reds, which happens to be my favorite color, are just incredible. And they are super sharp on this copy. That is a 7.5. So a little bit of something going on down here in this corner. You can see it there. And originally I thought there were some things going on down here, but that's actually just rubs on the slab itself. And it's not actually on the book. It's really just on the glass. And there's a few other things that are happening up in here, all on the glass. And I think what they had is multiple slabs in a box that just kind of rubbed and damaged the sheen on this thing. But it's actually in pretty decent shape. You know, a little something going over there, a little something here. But for the most part, it is a pretty clean book. So very happy with this. Look how big that stamp is. It's like massive. But very happy with this book. Someone told me that I actually can take the book to the booth at the con, the CGC booth at the con, and have them crack the case. That they will have me sign some kind of waiver basically saying that I accept responsibility if the book is damaged when it's taken out of the slab. But I can have them do that. I can get the book, I can get the signature, and then I can bring the book back. And what I don't know is, I don't know how that really works. I also don't know whether they re-slab the book on site or whether they take the book and actually send it back to Florida to have it re-slabbed. The guy that was telling me this basically says that he's done it a couple of times, and every time the book has always come back basically at the same grade. But what I did not take away from him was whether the book had to, whether it was regraded, re-slabbed on site, or whether it had to be sent away and then returned. So if you guys have any experience with that, I welcome your thoughts. I welcome your advice on how to handle that. And if you've done it, even better. So that essentially wraps up this video. Oh, before I go, I want to shout out a couple of people. I want to shout out my buddy Kirk. Kirk has actually sold me several of the books that you guys have seen on this channel. Some of the big books at very high grades. Most recently, it was the X Factor number 6 that he sold me. Kirk is a very good guy that lives down in Atlanta. That I've purchased from. We've had wonderful conversations about comic book collecting, and I'm actually going to send him a link to this video so that he can check it out. And I also want to give a shout out to one of my sponsors. I don't do many sponsors anymore these days for bodybuilding, but I want to give a shout out to one of my sponsors, Peak Fit Labs. I'm wearing their shirt right now. They make some pretty wonderful products that help improve performance, things for your joints. They make BCAAs, and then they also make a wonderful pre-workout product called KTA. I'm actually going to be taking a little bit of that very soon and going and training some shoulders. It is about 9 o'clock right now, and I typically work out at night, and this product fact, is one that helps me get through that workout, especially because I train late at night. So huge shout out to my buddy Kirk, huge shout out to Peak Fit Labs. And I also want to give a shout out to each and every one of you who watch these videos, who make the comments, who give me advice. I appreciate you, and I thank you for watching. Take care.